Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is November 17, 2023, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the U.S. stocks move in completely different directions. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So we have at 9 a.m. South African time out of Great Britain, we have a monthly retail sales number coming out. Now looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the major pair is pretty much unchanged. And as we look at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ stall at this area. Now looking at commodities, golds continue to advance while oil tanks. Now looking at stocks completely in different direction, we saw Walmart and CISCO tumble while we saw Intel and Microsoft rally to the upside, Microsoft hitting new record highs. Now lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin stalls and trickles lower. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Euro USD, unchanged. Okay, really unchanged day to day. Neither is the GBP USD. And our faithful Turkish Lira continues to make new lows once again. Every time it gets a little bit stronger, it opens up lower. And that's exactly what happened. If you look at it at a 30-minute chart, you can see it quite clearly. Boom, from 28.61 to 28.67. Now, is that a major move? No, but if you continue looking at this again and again and again and again, you see these gapping ups. That means that the Turkish Lira could really get to 30 versus the dollar. Now, jumping into commodities. So looking at gold, it did bounce higher to 1983. So it is getting back to that resistance area around 2000. We're not there, but it is getting much closer there. And looking at crude oil also, the other direction. What a major move here. We dipped over $5 here, okay, as it broke down from $78 to $73 a barrel. Now, yes, are we still trading within our range? Yes. However, we're getting back closer to that $69 range, where if we break that, that's new lows for the year for crude oil. Now, jumping into the U.S. market, we really stalled. Okay, it's been unchanged, $35,000 on the Dow Jones. Looking at the NASDAQ, just slightly higher yesterday, okay, but really not big difference. Now, this is where it makes a big difference. Now, looking at Microsoft, all-time record highs at $376 a share. Now, this was the strongest one. We mentioned it several times. It's really important to note that, as this is making new highs for the year once again. Now, what was the other stock that went higher? It was Intel. Look at that. Intel pushing to $43 a share, as that really has made a huge comeback. Now, it is hitting previous support, okay, subsequent resistance. This is really a very important level for Intel, because this was really that point where we broke down to the downside and we kept on selling off. Now, this is really a very important area. Now, however, on the flip side, we also had some bad news yesterday. Look at Cisco. Cisco breaking lower to $47 from 53. You can't see it so clearly here. There you go. That's a little bit better. $47.91 from $53. Okay, that's $6 on the downside. Now, Cisco is also a big bellwether. So we're getting like a lot of conflicting information. Certain stocks are doing well, certain stocks not doing well, and the markets are digesting this all together. Now, next week, keep this in mind, we have NVIDIA coming out with their quarterly earning reports, so that is also important. Now, the other stock that went down that I'm not going to cover is Walmart, also losing some market share there, so that's also an important retracement. Now, looking at Bitcoin, we stalled here. We couldn't break higher. We're holding on to our gains, but barely. Okay, so this is kind of sorting itself out to first make sure that it belongs at this level, and then it's going to either show us a direction either on the upside or the downside. And you see that the bulls and bears are fighting each other because there's so much activity. And we went from 37,500 to 35,700 in just like a day, and came back 2,000 points for this, which has been trading less than 2,000 in a range nonetheless, okay, forever, okay? And all of a sudden it breaks out above 32,000 and boom, we get ourselves into a completely different environment, okay? So keep that in mind that we're struggling here, and this is resistance-ish area for previously back in 2022, so that's important to note as well. So looking at the markets today, we'll see some activity as the markets go into the weekend. Next week is Thanksgiving holiday in the United States on Thursday, so we'll have some activity before and after that day. But until then, we should see some activity for today. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.